The exams that we give the master's students, actually quite deliberately, are very, very close to the exams that we give the investment bankers on those analyst programs. And look, the marks are absolutely up there. In instances, they're higher than the investment banking analyst program candidates. You'd expect them to be, but these are top candidates coming out of this program. Financial Edge trains the top investment banks in the world, and that is unique, okay? So within investment banking, the big event would be the analyst training program, and we deliver those programs within the investment banks. You're not going to find another organization that has that level of coverage and penetration within Wall Street. Financial Edge is just such an exciting place to work, and the content that we deliver is, it's so exciting to deliver. We are a business that was built on delivering face-to-face content and also online content to investment banks. The content is very much driven and curated by the syllabus committees within those investment banks, but we've had a kind of long-term goal to take the business much further than that. And so we really wanted to take that content and offer that to a wider, perhaps non-investment banking audience. And this is where we find ourselves now. So we built this exciting investment banking master's program in partnership with Northeastern University. In terms of what's covered, there's no unnecessary content there. I can absolutely tell you with complete conviction that the content correlates very, very closely to the work of an investment banker. And actually I can say that with a lot of conviction because the content that we've developed has really been developed in partnership with some of the world's leading investment banks. This is the content that we deliver on Wall Street to investment bankers. We've repackaged that in a master's program, and that's unique, and that's exciting as well. When you look at Masters in Finance courses that are offered by a number of universities, they're very much generalist qualifications. And so you'll see plenty of stuff on financial analysis, and you'll see plenty of stuff on portfolio theory and economics. And actually, that content isn't the content that we teach on Wall Street. That's not the syllabus that's directed by the investment banks. So there's a lot of unnecessary material there. And I hear countless times, and I mean time and time again, having delivered these courses on Wall Street, I hear the participants say to me, "Hey Jonathan, this is so great. I never learned any of this stuff on my master's program, and it's so interesting to be learning it now." What makes this qualification different to other master's programs? It's focused. It's totally focused. There's nothing unnecessary in there. And actually, landing a position in an investment bank, you'll already have a really, really solid base in all the core fundamentals that you need to get into that role. That's really what sets it apart. Yeah, I think, look, online content is fantastic, and it will have been, whoever's built that will have curated that in such a way that they've anticipated the kind of things that you want to know. But you get a limited ability to explore ideas. So the idea with the master's program is we take content that we might have delivered maybe in an investment bank in 3 weeks, and we deliver it over a year. And so there's an incredible opportunity to ask tons and tons of questions. I think it's really important to understand that the content that we're covering, it's broad and it's interconnected. And so you need this kind of holistic understanding of how it all fits together. There are so many opportunities to ask questions that you wouldn't be able to ask in an online learning type environment, and I've really kind of felt that delivering this program, and it's actually pretty exciting to be able to respond to those questions and to see other members of the class, other students kind of bouncing off each other and throwing ideas around. But it's university, right? So it's discursive. It's about discovery, and that is maybe something that's more challenging to achieve from online content. So at Financial Edge, I mentioned that we deliver analyst training programs. Well, let's just reverse a bit. We also deliver intern programs within those large investment banks. Now, as you probably know, an internship is effectively an extended interview. for the candidates that are lucky enough to land one. And we work really, really closely with investment banking recruiters to develop those courses. And actually, we have a really great understanding of the kind of candidates that they're looking for, the qualities that they're looking for from individuals. And that kind of exposure across really all of the tier one investment banks is pretty unique. And we can bring that context into the course. And we'll do that in quite an informal way throughout the entire program. So that kind of theme will run through all of the discussions. Like, we'll go through some technical content, but how might you explain that in an interview type situation? You know, how might you be looking to apply that on the desk in an internship? So we'll do that quite informally, but we'll also do that quite formally. So we'll have distinct sessions where individuals will come in and give examples of what an investment banker might be doing on the desk, or we'll maybe bring in individuals, could be colleagues of mine that have recently worked in investment banks and gone through that process, and they'll give formal sessions on, okay, let's get your CV into shape, let's get your resume into shape, how do you write a covering letter, what should you be applying for? Yeah, I mean, look, if you're an analyst on a 2 or 3 week training program, then time is precious, and so we deliver content in a very, very efficient way. And I think what is fundamentally different is on the master's program, there's just loads more space to explore ideas and talk through things. And that, by extension, that should give the students a better understanding of the content. And you could challenge me and say, well, look, Jonathan, can you evidence that in any way? Look, the exams that we give the master's students, actually quite deliberately, are very, very close to the exams that we give the investment bankers on those analyst programs. And look, the marks are absolutely up there. You know, they're in instances they're higher than the investment banking analyst program candidates. You'd expect them to be, but these are top candidates coming out of this program. I mean, they're super effective when they hit the desk. Going into the program, any candidate can be the perfect candidate, and actually working really closely with these investment banks, that's really evident. So I don't want anyone to sit there thinking I'm not the right fit for whatever reason, because that would be absolutely the wrong way to approach this. And I guarantee that the investment banks are extremely keen on diversity in all its forms. Now, that said, you asked me, well, what's the perfect candidate? Let's not think about entering the program, but let's think about exiting the program. You've got to have really solid fundamentals. So getting into the role and having a good baseline on the technical elements actually makes you a very strong candidate. But it's not just about technical stuff. It's about your attitude and your approach. And a word that I hear a great deal from the recruiters is curiosity. They love individuals that are kind of curious and hungry. And of course, investment bankers, they're not born to be investment bankers, they're created, they're made, right? It's about attitude and it's about technical ability. So absolutely there's a perfect candidate kind of post-program, but if you look pre-program, actually it's absolutely right to say that net should be cast very broadly. They absolutely do not. Okay, if we take everyone, if everyone we take has a finance background, then everyone thinks in a very singular way and no one questions anything. And that's bad, okay? And that's the same on the desk, okay? So we want people from diverse backgrounds. Non-finance backgrounds are absolutely an advantage, in fact. What I would say is that it is important to be numerate, okay? So to be able to play around with numbers is actually a skill that is a kind of fundamental input into this. Let's just think about people from a non-finance background. So you might have a background to some level in medicine, or you might have a background in geography and geology, for example. You might have a retail type background, and they can all be advantageous in those roles. So we want to bring those people through this program. So no one should be dissuaded from applying for this program if they have a non-finance background. Look, I mean, Financial Edge has been established for quite a number of years, and we've worked on Wall Street with Wall Street clients, and it's been a kind of a long-term goal to try and take that content and get that packaged into a master's wrapper. I mean, that's been a pretty ambitious and exciting objective. And actually, we've worked through the program, and we're now through almost through the first year of delivery, and it's been really exciting to be able to take that content and offer that more broadly, maybe to people that haven't got internships, they haven't initially perhaps thought about applying to investment banks, and that doesn't mean that content and that knowledge is shut away from them. Actually, to make that available more broadly is actually, I just think intrinsically, it's a really nice thing to do. If you're considering applying for this course, my advice is apply for this course. So, we would love to get into a conversation with you, and we would love to see you on the program and work with you to build your career. You just need to take that first step.